Hello and welcome to the Suffolk New College guide on how to answer Paper 2 Question 5. This is for the AQA paper of the new GCSE specification 1 to 9. And today we're going to look at writing a speech. So you can see on the screen there that we have a question, the type of question that could come up for Paper 2. So the statement we have is, young drivers are too dangerous. The driving age must be increased to 25. Write a speech for your college in which you explain your point of view on this statement. So this is a Paper 2 Question 5 style question where you're asked to write a speech. So the marks available on this question are 25% of your overall grade. So it is really important that you put your full effort and timing into this question to get as many of those 40 marks as you possibly can. So for question 5, there are a few types of documents that you could be asked to do. You could be asked to do an article, a leaflet, an essay, a letter. But today we're going to look at speeches. And the good news is really that the mark scheme is the same for all of those documents, and really when you're writing a speech you just need to show the examiner that you are aware that there's an audience in front of you and you need to address the audience at some points. Alright, so today I'm going to use the technique of using a structure strip which can help some of you to really structure a really strong speech, and it's something that I tried with my classes and they found it quite helpful, so I thought I'd make a video about it. Okay, so here we go. This is the first part of the structure strip here, and you can see we've got this section with the colour here where it says imagine at the top, and we're going to create a sense of repetition or anaphora by using this phrase imagine. So this is our first opening paragraph where we've addressed our audience, we've acknowledged that there's people in front of us and they're listening, but then we've created more tension by repeating this imagine at the start of the sentences there and ended with a rhetorical question. When we look at the grading criteria over here, we can see that we're hitting a lot of these criteria. Okay, so we're starting to use successful linguistic devices, and through using the rhetorical question at the end of that paragraph, we're linking the paragraphs together as that nicely leads us into our next paragraph. Okay, the second one here, you can see in purple, it says many people say. So in this section you're going to give the opposite view and explain why these people are wrong. Okay, so again we've ended the paragraph with a rhetorical question, building up that persuasive tone, but in there I think you'll notice that we've got some alliteration, we've got some triples in there and other connecting words to make it a really strong paragraph. And again, you can see the assessment criteria, and you can see how this tone is really adding up here. This top criteria, register, is consistently matched to the audience. So let's move on to our third paragraph, and here we're going to add even more reasons for my point of view, and I've made a tip here to include at least 3, and we've got some suggested connectives to really add to the cohesive nature of your speech. We then move on to paragraph 4, and here I think it would be really good to include an expert quotation. So we could start with the phrase, it's not just me that feels this way. Okay, so there we have the quotation. Again, whatever the topic is in your exam, you can make that up, make up the professional, make up their quotation, and really add some substance and authority to your speech. And again, this is connecting to the criteria here, it's consistently matched to the purpose. Okay, so that's your fourth paragraph. Number 5 coming up, and this is where we can add some statistics and some facts to again make your speech even more believable. So again we've got short snappy sentence at the beginning, but a short paragraph overall for impact with those statistics. Okay, number 6. So we need to describe what you think needs to happen in the future. Try and use some positive words. So you're really appealing to reason there to get your audience on side. And again, we've got these coherent paragraphs with some linking features in there between them. Okay, so number 7. We're at the conclusion already. How easy is that? Okay, so overall, you're going to have a strong conclusion. Okay, and there we've got a strong conclusion, really punching home your argument. You've addressed your audience again, you've thanked them for listening to you. And I think you can see here we've got the whole speech together. It was about 500 words altogether, and I think by using the structure strip and cutting that down into 7 reasonably short paragraphs, I think that's a really manageable technique that many of you can use to really write some strong responses for paper 2. Question 5. You could perhaps just learn some of the phrases that we've got with the bullet points into each section. If it helps you to colour code, you can colour code them, and just remember that style of writing to really get as many of those 40 marks available as you possibly can. Alright, thank you so much for listening, and I hope that you use these techniques to write a really excellent